Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. You're listening to this. You should listen, I think, on the day it's released, because I think that's like the best feeling of knowing, like, damn, this was spoken. These words were spoken today. You know, we can all live in the same time. You know, the same way. Yeah, just listen to it whenever, you know. I can listen to it on Sunday at church if you want. Man, you should be listening to something at church. This article, and there was a video of it, apparently. This pastor is live streaming, I don't know where, and and he was robbed at gunpoint in the middle of his sermon on Sunday, this past Sunday, and he and his wife were both robbed of over $1 million in jewelry. $1 million in jewelry. And I didn't read the article. I might watch the video because I think it's funny. But I didn't read the article because the headline right there tells me everything I need to know. You know, preacher or pastor, whatever the fuck he's called, and his wife are robbed of over $1 million in jewelry. I mean, what? Like, what? One, you know, cut the live stream, right? We're not calling. I mean, they made a spectacle of this, of themselves, of just speaking out. You know, but that's what gets me about churches. It's all about the money. But, like, how, like, you preach one thing, right? And you're standing up in front of people, you're like, oh, I'm going to pray for you. And then all of the money that gets put into the church doesn't ever get put into the church. And I've been to many churches growing up. And I knew after like day 2, I'm like, you know, we're getting to the second Sunday, you know, of being here, and people saw you last week, and then they see you this week, and then they just assume you're a regular. So you don't get like the fake ass things at first. But just like, how are you gonna like preach to the community or whatever and be like, hey, you know, we're here for the benefit of the community? They're really not. But, and then you stand up and you're preaching and pastoring or whatever fucking shit you're spewing out of your mouth. You're doing that on this right here in front of everybody, and you know what I mean, and saying how, you know, you're just helping everybody. Don't forget to tithe this week because it goes to people in need, or you know, we help people with it, or we send people to. That always got me as well. The fucking missionaries, where, and I'm sorry if you can hear a dog in the background. Usually, my dog is a very genteel animal. She likes to nap while I'm doing my podcast. He was napping all day. This is my nephew. Chat, relax. My sister's dog. He's great. But he's been sleeping all day while I'm working. I start my podcast now. He's up and ready to go. He's gonna have to wait. But back to what we were talking about. How do you like preach about how great the church is, and how your tithes go to good things, and the missionary thing? And we're not talking about sex, right? These people, right? This is 2022. I think the only people on this planet at this point in time that, you know, like, would make sense for you to go and tell them about your Lord and Savior, that they wouldn't have heard about it before now, right? And those would be like the uncontacted tribes in the world, right? Where I don't know, are they in the Amazon rainforest? I don't know where they are, but I know that there are uncontacted tribes in the world still. And if you go and first you teach them English, that would be your first thing, or whatever language, right? Spanish, Greek, German, French, whatever, right? And teach them whatever your language is. And then once you teach them that, then you have to talk about the fucking spirit or whatever. I don't fucking know. And, you don't even have to ask. You can skip the first line. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, or something along those lines? You don't even have to ask that question, right? Because they are uncontacted, right? You are the first person that these people are probably going to kill. Just going to put it out there. And rightfully so. But outside of the tribe that they're going to kill. But the fact that people go on missions where they spend, like the fucking Mormons, right? They go out to down to South America or wherever, and they're like, they spend 2 years there. What? How does that make sense? Like, you are in 2022, right? Where pretty much everybody has internet. Pretty much everybody has traveled or have been around travelers, other people that have traveled, right? So we're having all of these conversations, right? There's planes, there's trains, there's cars, there's boats. You get a lot of options. Mopeds, right? Four-wheelers. I mean, we can go on and on. You have so many options. Other people have so many options. And, you have your phone, and you have Twitter, you have WhatsApp, you have Facebook, you have all of the social medias, How do people buy into this? People, the kids that are being sent and the adults are just wasting money. My ex, her family, loved her family. I loved them. They're great. I think I always had her brother one day, told her they were texting or something. I don't fucking know. And, he's like, I think it's hilarious that, Colin will just sit there and laugh at everything and whatnot. And, he's like, it's BDE. I had to ask. It's big dick energy. I didn't know what it stood for. I don't know what the kids are saying. And I thought it was funny. I'm like, I don't understand how that's big dick energy, because her family was funny as fuck, right? They don't even mean to be funny, right? But it's hilarious, and you get some racial stuff in there sometimes. I mean, it is an event. It is an event. I had, oh my God. I honestly miss her family. But I love to laugh. I like to laugh. I live to laugh. I live to make other people laugh, I like to think. I mean, I think if you're like having fun, do whatever the fuck you want, right? Let's not go and kill other people, right? But if making yourself happy. Anyway, I was befuddled. I was befuddled. We can get on a whole tangent about befuddled. Like, that sounds like a very intellectual word, but at the same time, it sounds like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you just made up that word. It's both. It's crazy. Befuddled. Word of the day. I don't know what the present tense would be. Befuddled is past, so buffood, right? Buffled? I don't know, right? Take out the ED, buffle. Oh, you buffle me. I don't know. Webster Dictionary might know. But I don't understand. I'm befuddled that, I like saying that word, befuddled. Anyway, it confused, no, it didn't confuse me. I like to laugh. We're getting back on track. I might be a little bit higher than a little bit normal, but feeling good. And that's what life is about, feeling good. Right? If making yourself feel good means going on a hike. I have a boss that likes to go on a hike. To me, I don't understand. Right? I've been on hikes. I'm not an outdoorsy guy. You know, I don't mind the outdoors out there. But I like most of my time being spent inside in controlled temperatures, right? One way or the other, right? You're in winter, we get a little bit toasty, right? Summer, I want to be cold enough to put a blanket on. I keep my place at 68 degrees right now, and I get a wonderful rate because I work for an energy company. Energy supplier, but fantastic rate. And I remember growing up, my mom, I remember, was a little bit of finances that I was taught as a child, or as an adult, really anything, was, what the fuck were we talking about? I was honestly just lost my train of thought. It sounded was really going to be good. Sounded, oh yeah. Growing up for the longest time, every window, when I mean this is probably a fire hazard, and every single window in the house for as long as I can remember were painted shut. And I'm not talking about half a coat or a coat of paint. I don't know why they were painted shut, but they were. Right? And these bitches, we all tried for as long as I can remember to try and unpaint these painted windows so we can get some air going. But never. I mean, we tried and tried those windows. They had to use a can of paint for each window because these bitches were painted, glued, fucking stapled shut. I mean, these bitches weren't coming open. And my mom never turned on the air conditioner. You know, it was more so recent, like when I moved out. Like, I feel like we were poor. I feel like looking back right now, I think we were poor. And I still don't know. I don't know. We weren't rich. We were not rich. I knew that. But I think we were poor. But I don't know. But my mom never would turn the AC on, right? Maybe the day that it hits like 105 fucking degrees because climate change. Climate change is real. But, you know, other than the 105 day that hits every couple of years, you know, the AC was turned at like 85, right? So why the fuck have it on? Because 85 is hot and 105 is hotter, but it all feels the same fucking hot. It'd kick on every once in a while, and you're like, well, that's new. I didn't know this could do that. You know, you get some air coming out of the vents. Remember, the windows are painted shut. I remember going to bed at night where I am sweating, and I have already showered, and I feel like a dirty fuck already. And I'm just sweating, and I can't sleep, right? And we got a ceiling fan going. We got one of those little fucking, one of the bitches on the floor. You turn them on, and they swiveled. They fucking swiveled. These fans. Swiveled. That's what these fans did. And I remember going to bed one night, and I always slept on the bottom bunk, which I liked as a child. A lot of people growing up, everybody, oh, my brother, oh, I want the top bunk. Oh, everybody's always fighting over the top. Oh, fuck the top bunk, right? In my experience, and I'm very passionate about a few things in life, and I guess one of this is these. Another is paying for parking, but it's a whole different thing. But it's everybody's fighting over the top bunk. Everybody's, oh, I want the top. In all of my experiences of living life, is the top bunk, sure, you're up higher. Feels like you're in a penthouse. One, heat rises. I don't know if I was thinking about that as a child, but heat does rise. You don't want to be up there. So there's that. And then in my experience, the bottom bunk, it's giant. You have so much space, so many room for activities, right? If you want to invite some girls over, right? Whatever fucking 10-year-olds are doing now, who the fuck knows, right? You got a fucking orgy in there, Can't film it because it's illegal. But the top or the bottom bunk, you got so much room, right? You can have some fucking nachos, right? As long as your mom doesn't know, because you can't eat in bed. You're not allowed to eat in bed, Eating in bed is something that I recently started to think about. So I was thinking today, I was, and I'm kind of agreeing with her. So my friend, we were hanging out one day and she came over to my place and I was showing her around the casa, the casa. And, when I'm pointing out the different artifacts, paintings that I have, right? This fucking back here, you can barely see them. Those are Van Goghs. Those are Van Goghs from Amazon. Fucking $25-$30 for a two set. Van Goghs are going for a good price right now. I was showing her around, and I have something hanging in the bathroom, and I got decorations. I decorate. And she agreed. She agreed that I am a decorator. She told me, she was like, you decorate like a suburban white mom. White suburban mom is how I decorate, apparently. And at first, I think my first inclination was slight offensiveness. Because, it's not fully far off. Because, like, the day prior, or the week prior, or whatever, I went to my sister and I went over to Meijer to store. Meijer, Meijer. Great place to shop, terrible place to work. Put that out there. And then she helped me pick out some things. I got a new doormat, like little feet on. And I got some stuff to hang up. And, so she's not far off from the white suburban mom decorator thing going on there. But in the end, I don't feel offended. I think that is a badge of honor, in a way, right? Because I don't decorate like a dude, right? I don't have shit smeared on the walls, I don't smoke cigarettes. So, my walls are the color that they're supposed to be, right? These came out of this wall color, out of a little bucket of paint. It hasn't changed. Well, smoking here. Well, vape, but that didn't do anything. And then I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, I probably am a white suburban mom, because recently, starting this last weekend, I've been eating breakfast in bed. Usually I don't eat breakfast. Like on the weekends, I won't eat breakfast, typically. Well, I usually sleep in anyway. And then during the week, I would eat breakfast while I'm working, right? So it's like a working breakfast. It's fine. It's fine. But breakfast should be you time. So what I do, and I might start doing it on the weekends, who the fuck knows? But I get up at 8 o'clock. So my alarm goes off at 8. Probably hit snooze, get up probably about 8:15. Right? I sleep, let me see, Apple says. This is an Apple Watch Series 6. I slept for 6 hours and 23 minutes. So from 1:21 a.m. to 8:17 a.m. So right on the dot. I average for this week, 7.5 hours is what I averaged. But usually it's about 6:30 to 7. I guess on the weekends is a little bit longer. But yeah, so get the alarms going. And then 8:15, I start to kind of wake up. And I do the same routine every day that I wake up. I think a routine is probably the best thing to happen since sliced bread. All of the breads, even the sourdough. And I don't even like sourdough. I remember one year, real quick story on sourdough, and I haven't eaten it since. I was a young child growing up in America, and my stepdad, right? Because what's more American than divorces? My stepdad or step boyfriend. Technically, I think at that time he would have been a step boyfriend because him and my mom, I think, married in 2007. And this must have been before. So he would have been my step boyfriend. Yeah. I mean, I think that is, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Because I think, that would be under the assumption then that your daddy ain't your daddy if your daddy and your mommy ain't married. So, I guess it would still be stepdad. Huh. I like the sound of step boyfriend, All right. Well, anyway, my stepdad was making biscuits and gravy. And I am a hoe for some biscuits and gravy. Sometimes I'll make it now. And I have the stomach of a white suburban mom. If I put I swear to God, if I put too much black pepper in something, it's fucking spicy. And then I have the flux. It's a real medical condition. And my stomach is fucked up for the rest of the day. So sometimes I will go past that, right? Because I'll make so many trips to the bathroom that day, right? But it's worth it for some biscuits and gravy. I think that's going to be the title of this podcast. I am a hoe for some biscuits and gravy. And I even think that would make a great t-shirt, probably. I'm a hoe, right? And hoe in big fucking letters for some biscuits and gravy. And you can have a picture, like a little cartoon picture in the corner of some biscuits and gravy, And every time you look at that shirt, you'll know that you are a hoe for some biscuits and gravy. Damn. Growing up, I remember my dad, he would always call it biscuits and gravy, but no, I am a liar. He did not. He said sausage and gravy, that there was no biscuits in the name of sausage, biscuits, and gravy, or biscuits, biscuits and sausage gravy. So many fucking ways that you could say this, But he would call it sausage and gravy. I guess in a way it is. Especially now, and I feel offended that there were never biscuits. I never made it with a biscuit. I don't think my dad has ever made sausage and gravy with biscuits. My stepdad? Yeah. Not my dad. He toasts white bread. I prefer, honestly, Wonder Bread. I remember growing up as a young child in America. I was watching The King of Queens, Leah Remini and Doug Heffernan. I forget his first and last name. He's a funny guy, though. It's very funny. Anywho, Arthur, Ben Stiller's dad, Mr. Stiller. I don't remember his first name. But it was one of the scenes where Carrie was being born. And Arthur was late to the delivery, and he came in right after his daughter was born, Carrie, in the show. Effernan. And I think it's fuzzy. It's been a little while since I've seen the show. Great show, King of Queens. But he came in late, and then he was complaining because either he got the wrong bread or they were out of the bread. But whatever it was, he was upset and he was complaining to his wife, and he's like, "Oh, can you believe that?" And like, she literally just had a kid, and it was a funny scene, and he was saying how he likes Wonder Bread because of the little balloons on the package. So that is why when I buy white bread, I always choose Wonder Bread. Because one, the fucking name, right? Wonder Bread. Like, I don't even eat white bread anymore. But if I did, I could probably open up a package of Wonder Bread and eat it, you know, and just eat the bread and have some water. And I think I would enjoy it. Have a nice little snack. But like the taste, right? Because I mean, Wonder Bread, it's a wonder how much sugar they put in that, right? Because I mean, they're over there making fucking donuts. I mean, I love Hostess. I'm a hoe for Hostess products. I fucking love the little fucking powdered donuts, the little donut circle thingies. Those are delicious, right? I'm a hoe for powdered donut. I think, and I would attest to this in the court of law, that my favorite of any kind of donut is the Hostess powdered donut. It is, I've never had a bad one in my life. They are always, when you bite into it, it's not dry, because depending on what type of donut, you can buy a cheap ass, terrible ass donut. It's dry, right? Feels like you just put a ball of sand in your mouth, and at the same time, you ain't got no saliva, because it's just, right? Think about it. I mean, it's like fucking photosynthesis. That fucking, it's just fucking dry ass flour. It's thirsty as fuck. And it takes all of the liquids in your mouth, but not the Hostess products. You put one of their donuts in your mouth, you can put the whole pack in there, right? It's so moist, right? I've never had something so moist, right? That was deep fried, right? Because you think deep fried, how do they keep it moist, right? And I didn't know that's how a donut was made. I was like, it's not fucking crispy. I still don't understand. But it's a fried thing, but it's so moist. I don't know if they water these bitches down before they pack them up, but they're fucking good. Fucking good. I'm making myself hungry. But I would attest to that court of law that my favorite donut and brand is the Hostess powdered donut. By far and away the best donut. And I will fight a bitch. I will fight a bitch if they say otherwise. Right? If they're like Krispy Kreme. You know, to this day, and I am 27 years old, to this day, I have not had a hot of any sort, not even from Dunkin' or whatever, the Krispy Kreme. I've never, anywhere, I've never had a hot donut. I've never had a fresh, hot donut from the donut cooker thingy. Never. And I've always wanted to, and I don't know where the fuck to go. Right? Because sometimes I'll be like really high at night. It'll be like midnight. And Chip, out. My cat's litter box is in there. Chip, get out. Thank you. Or you know, Chip, you made me lose my spot, bud. Anywho, I don't know. It's probably going to be a great story. If I catch it when I'm editing this, maybe I can write it down for next week. But again, you know, if you have not seen the video portion, it's on YouTube. You know, in the description, I'll put the link. But I just wanted to share with everybody the testimonial from I would arguably say, a diehard fan of this podcast. It was probably the most heartfelt comments that I've received in my entire life. And that includes the people that I know, like people that truly know the inner depths of Cullen. It's me. But I've never had something more heartfelt. So last week, and I want to get this comment pulled up because I want to get it word for word. This Die Hard Fans comment. So last week, we were talking about dating, you know. Still single, you know, looking if you know anybody. And we're talking about my dating apps and the preferences and whatnot that I have it set to. And we're talking about how I have it set to the 40 age range. And I think I probably spoke it in existence. I mean, she hasn't messaged back, so who knows. But like the next day that I filmed that, or a couple days later or whatever, I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah. I'm too focused on getting this comment real quick. So, but I did gain a new follower. I have one follower on YouTube. I wonder if it was this guy or gal. So, really? So I have 3 comments on this video. And for some reason, I can only see 2. Or 1. I can't even see the other 2. Okay, so... Well, this is a funny one. I'll say this one before I go to the other one. So since we've been told recently that a refusal to date a trans person is transphobic, which I didn't know. I had no idea. Then not dating an 80-year-old is surely ageist. And that made me chuckle. I'm going to heart that. It did make me chuckle, honestly, it did. I was... I think I'm ageist. I like to think that I'm open about it. I don't like to think that I hide behind my ageism. If you don't know, I would categorize this as a deep disdain of the old community, I think is the most diplomatic way to say that I fucking hate old people, and old people are the worst. And I will always stand behind that. because once you hit a certain age, I don't want to say that I support a mass exodus of, no, I don't want to loop the whole elderly community in, but we can classify these as the overly elderly, and if you're thinking to yourself right now of, Colin, what is overly elderly, right? You're either elderly or you're dead or you're young. So what's overly, how do you get past elderly? And you know who I'm talking about. You're driving behind them on the road and you're like, that person has to be drunk or high or both. Or, sometimes you're looking and you're like, Jesus Christ, I think either this person is dead or my light, or there's not a person in there at all, because it's like, how could a human being drive this bad? And then you pull up beside them and they are old as fuck, right? They have no idea that they are driving on the sidewalk. No idea, right? These bitches are on the wrong side of the road, like it's fucking Great Britain. They're fucking doing crazy shit. And that would be classified as overly old, right? You can't drive, right? You can barely walk, Betsy Sue. You're following these fucking people into the store, right? What if there's a fire? These bitches are going to get you killed, right? They walk slower than a fucking snail. And it's the worst, right? When you're at the fucking grocery store. And I shop for myself. I like to think I'm one of the people. Person of the people. I don't know, right? Yeah, but I like to think I'm an old person. So I go to the grocery store. And then something you want is coming up. So you're behind somebody. They're old. They're about to die. But they just can't die yet, because they got to fucking block your ass going to get the fucking cheese. I just want some shredded cheese, Betsy Sue. Just some shredded cheese. Right? And you can't even walk this slow, right? And you're kind of glancing around like, oh, do I want, these fucking baby diapers? Are these the ones? Right? I mean, you're just doing everything until you can get up to your cheese. And it's just overly old. Overly old. They are part of the mass exodus. You can't walk. You can't walk. And then you can't put them in one of those little beep beep little scooters, because they fucking can't drive either. So they can't drive, they can't walk, you can't put them in a fucking scooter, right? And they're looking around and they don't know what the fuck is going on. They lost their mind. They lost it. It's gone, right? It's fucking gone. So, you're right. Not dating an 80-year-old is surely ageist. Again, I will stand behind all comments that I make, including my deep hatred of the overly elderly community. Mass exodus. So, the real one that I wanted to see, looks like it was deleted. Take out that filter. Oh, no. It's right here. So, oh my God. It's so great. It's so great. I'm going to heart this one. So, and I sent back a comment, so we'll get to that. So, I'm going about my day. Actually, I think I was taking a piss and I got the notification of this. And I was like, this is hilarious. I laughed. I laughed out loud. So this is the weekly recap. If I ever get another comment, we can recap what my fan base is talking about. So we bring here to you Sami, Sommy, Sami. And they don't have a picture, so I don't know what Sami looks like. I don't even know if Sami's their real name. Who knows? If you are Sami or you know who Sami is, call 811. I don't know. 411. 611. But they were commenting, Sami was commenting on the part where I was talking about the different, the age range that I have set at, and, I'm choosy with who I want to date, whatever. And Sami says, he's very choosy for someone who looks like that. I love that comment. I think that encapsulates who Sami is as a person, right? And I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Oh, man. These are the times, like I said, if you can't laugh at something, why fucking do it? Why do it, right? I laugh at my day job every day, generally, and typically it's something that I'm laughing at myself about, decision that I made. Or usually like a comment I put in one of our work chats, right? I like to keep people on their toes sometimes. But, yeah. I mean, just you laugh. And if it's not funny, you can go to something else, Maybe it's too soon. One last quick fucking thing. So I went on a couple dates recently with this one gal. Great gal. I liked her. I accidentally ghosted her. I feel bad. I honestly feel bad. If you are watching, you know who you are. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I honestly did not mean to ghost this person. So what Cullen does, I'm on my phone constantly, all day, this fucking week, or whether it's the weekend. I'm on my phone. But it typically takes, depending on who you are, 1 to 2 business days for me to respond to or send a text message. Minimum. 1 to 2 business days. Minimum. I've been known to text people, my own mother, back 6 or 7 months later. My kitty cat, Bella. I call her Bella Della. Or, if she's in trouble, it's Bella Eugene. And once, I call her Bella Eugene, hi baby, she knows that she's in trouble. But she's not in trouble right now, because she's a good girl. She's so good. So, I don't know. Just have fun. Do what makes you happy. If making you happy is going apple pick. I went apple picking one year. I don't even fucking eat apples. Right? I have apples in my grocery order this week, though. I'm trying to eat healthier, but, apple picking, I mean, unless you have, like, you're in fucking Utah, right? And you have, you're fucking Mormon as fuck, and you got 12 kids, maybe getting a literal sack of apples is a good thing to do. You'll be out of apples at the end of the day. Got so many fucking kids in there. So, but for 2 people, me and my girlfriend at the time, we didn't even eat, fiance at the time actually. She really doesn't eat apples. And I really don't eat apples. We had a whole fucking bag of apples. A lot of the apples went bad. I think we gave some of them away as well. But I wasn't like, it was fun going apple picking. I think it's the experience. It's very expensive, but the experience and just being able to hang out with people and get out in the fall air. I'm a hoe for fall. I'm excited. I was looking because today I noticed that it was the 26th as I'm filming this. It's July 26th. And, Monday is August 1st. And I was thinking about that today while I was working because, it's good to take mental health breaks sometimes. So I took a little break from my mind and I was thinking of, when I was like, when is the 1st? And I looked and it was on Monday and I'm like, all right. So I'm already coming up in one of our chats at work of like, what do I want to say on Monday? Because this month I said, May the 4th be with you. Because we have some, Star Wars fans, and they would get the joke. That's fine. But I think I'm going to say, And it's not even funny. It's just a factual statement of what I believe, you know? Happy 1st, everybody. 1 month closer to fall. Well, short and sweet and have a little gif of fall. But fall is strangely, is my favorite, I think, favorite time period, months, I don't know. My favorite period of the year. And then my second favorite would be winter. My third favorite be spring, and then my least fucking favorite is the summer. It's just so hot. But fall is strangely my favorite holiday. I get really like seasonal depression, like really bad in the fall. Really, really, really bad. And it's strange because it is my favorite time. I love the weather, you know, but with that change, I get really bad seasonal depression. And it's only during the fall. And then, you know, once the end of November, so kind of around Thanksgiving, is kind of when it'll go away. But really starting at the end of August, depending on the weather, you know, end of August, beginning of September, is when it comes on. So it lasts a while, right? It's an extended guest in my house and in my brain. But it's still strangely my favorite time of the year. Cause it's nice because I like to wear shorts. I don't like to wear pants often. I will wear pants. I will. But I don't like to. So in the fall, you can wear shorts, but it's also cool enough to wear a hoodie. I like that in a time, right? And then when it's, you know, the days start getting shorter, you know, it's 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's dark as fuck outside. Like, I love those o'clocks, you know? Like right now, when I get off work at 8 o'clock, it's fucking sunny outside, you know? I'm blinded by the sun. But you don't get that in the winter. In the fall, you know? You get, you know, it feels like night. Because I know when summer is at its peak, you know, and you get the longest days of the year, you know, it's like 9:30 and the sun is still out. And you're like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It does not feel like it's 9 o'clock, you know? I don't like that. I don't like it. Anywho, a little longer than I wanted. I had to take the pup outside. And today's grocery day. So I get a sweet treat while I'm there. Who knows? But it's my plan for the night. It's very extraordinary plans. But anywho, again, you can see what my friend Sami is talking about if you come and watch the YouTube video. Or, again, if you're watching the YouTube video and you are Sami or anybody that relates to Sami or has the same thoughts and feelings as Sami, you can always just listen to the audio version. And you can imagine me as anybody that you want. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Anyway, have a great rest of your fucking week. See and talk to you guys next Wednesday.